In the absence of any members of the public being present, we will go straight into the meeting. We won't bother with any of the ordinary introductions. So, agenda item 1, please. Apologies for absence.
Apologies have been received from Councillor Alan Chapman with Councillor Goddard substituting, and also from Councillor Dillon with Councillor Oswald substituting.
Councillor Sharia Ahmed Walana has informed me he's on his way here, but he's travelling out from central London, so he is late at the present. Okay, declarations of interest matters coming before us tonight. Any issues? None. Thank you. Sign and receive the minutes of the last meeting, which are in your pack. You all agreed, colleagues? Thank you. No matters advanced or urgent, and we do have items in Part 1 and Part 2. We go straight into applications with a petition. Agenda item 6, number 40 Barnhill Road. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. This application relates to 40 Barnhill Road, which is a two-storey semi-detached dwelling, which has undergone substantial alterations already with a hip to gable and rear dormer loft conversion. And this proposal is for a two-storey side and first floor rear extension. Members will note from the history on page 5 that and 6 that a previous application for a very similar application was refused, and this is a resubmission of that. The only difference between the two I'll point out when we get to the plans, but the 3 reasons for refusal that are set out previously still form the 3 reasons for refusal, so none of the reasons for refusal have been addressed by this application. If I can go directly to the plans. So these are the existing plans. You'll see that it already has a single-storey extension to the side and rear, and the substantial loft conversion. So the changes that this application has made relate to the rear elevation and this element of the extension. The previous application proposed a wider two-storey element or first floor element there with a double hip roof, and those changes are the only changes that have been made from the previous refusal. So for the reasons that are set out, we are recommending refusal. There is a slight alteration to the first reason for refusal, where it says all levels. If we substitute that and substitute it for at ground floor level, with that change, the application is recommended for refusal. If I just go to the photographs, that's the property, and that's the rear of the adjoining, and then the other side. That's the back of the property. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Riley. I understand that the petitioner, Ms. Susan Hallinan, has asked Councillor Eglinton to speak on her behalf. So if you'd like to come forward, 5 minutes speaking time, please, and that combines both. I very much hope not, having such a clear report, but a maximum of 5 minutes, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm speaking on behalf of the local residents who object with regard to this proposal. In fact, it's only 8 months since a very similar application was turned down, and the changes have not, as has been mentioned by the officer, addressed any of the particular issues. And really, it would, if this sort of development was allowed in that road, then it would set a precedent, and the whole road would just be a terrace of very wide, what were semi-detached properties. Having a 6-bedroom property on this size of site really is completely ridiculous in my view. Yeah, so that's really all I've got to say. So I've kept within my 5 minutes. I hope.
Thank you very much.
I won't bother you anymore.
No, I'm very grateful. And colleagues, any questions at all with the council? Thank you. Councillor Oswald.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I think I've just moved the officer's recommendation.
Thank you. Grateful. Councillor Duncan.
Can I just ask something before that, please? I agree with the recommendations, but in the third reason, third reason, it says, which would result in a closing of the visually open gap between it and the neighbouring property, giving rise to a cramped form of development. It also is out of character with the area, which is very clearly not a terraced development here. And I wonder if it's worthwhile putting that in, because you haven't got it in any of the other reasons for refusal, even though you can clearly see that they are, semis, and so they need to read as semis. So it's just whether an additional, which would be detrimental to the visual amenities of the street scene and out of character with the surrounding area. If we put that in, it's another thing.
Those words do appear in refusal reason 1.
They're also in 3, and are you asking that we just strengthen the reason by saying it says the visual amenities of the street scene and the surrounding area in reason 3 as well?
Yes, because it actually refers to visually closing that gap.
Yeah.
And it is visually closing that gap that then changes the character from a semi-detached appearance to a terraced one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's causing terraces, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah, so that if this was allowed, and, would then be allowed at the neighbouring property, if you've allowed it here, you would just have a terrace.
I'm being a little bit slow this evening.
That's all
What
right.
is it that you are suggesting we put in? Because those words do appear in condition 3, refusal 3.
The first one is talking about the appearance of the original house and its character and appearance, etc. It doesn't refer to, in that, it's talking about the size, scale, width and design and setback and hip roof and all the rest of it. The only place where it does refer to visually closing the gap, it doesn't refer to it being out of character with the area. And I think that it does make it out of character by visually closing it, because it changes it from a semi-detached appearance to a terraced appearance.
So the words particularly you're looking for is out of character to go in there.
I think it was
So
just
detrimental to the visual amenities of the street scene and the surrounding area.
and out of character with the surrounding area, which is one of semi-detached.
Sorry, can I suggest at the end of surrounding area we add by virtue of creating a terracing effect?
Yes, because that spells it out then very clearly and links it to that form of words. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Yarrow.
I'll second the officer's recommendation.
Thank you. With that amendment. So it's moved and seconded. Could you show of hands, please, on that one? That's everybody. Thank you very much. Good evening, Councillor Willana. No, that's quite all right. We did get your advice that you would be late. Agenda item 7, please. The Loco Society.
Thank you, Chairman. Very quickly on this one. This did appear before you because the site is in the Greenbelt, but as you'll see from the addendum, it isn't in the Greenbelt. It is a small extension which is in character with the existing building, and we are recommending approval. So the heading, the front sheet refers to it being subject to a 106. It is not subject to a 106. It is just approval. So other than that, everything's okay. It's a small extension to this building, so very quick. Thank you, Chairman.
Councillor Duncan.
Yeah, I move officer's recommendation.
Thank you very much. Councillor Brightman. Thank you. Could you show of hands, please, on that one? Everybody, thank you. Number 8, packet vote Marina.
This site is in the Greenbelt, and again, this is a small extension to an existing building which is in use for recreational purposes, so it does comply with Greenbelt policies. So again, if I just go straight to the plans, so that's the existing and the proposed plan. So the extension is, in essence, this element here. So very straightforward. Again, it's just to the rear, to this area here. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Councillor Duncan.
It seems, very minor extension and really updating the things in a way we would want. So I move officer's recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Berry. Show of hands, please, on this one. That's everybody. Thank you. Agenda item 9 is the 106 report. Noted. Thank you very much. We break the link.
Chair.
Yes, of course you may.
Can I ask? It's very useful to have these Section 106 reports. Can we also request that we have SIL reports which show money coming in from to Hillingdon from developments that we approve? It would be useful to have that.
We will make that request. Thank you for bringing that forward.
Yeah,
I think
thank
it's a very good idea. Thank you. We break the link, thanks.